Alright, this is Sean's story. Alright, let's do it. Chapter 47, Treehouse Isekai. Introductions are in order. I'm James, and these are my wives. I went through the list of all my wives, including Miley and Rana. These are my adopted children, Gabby, Missa, and Matt. Stranger looked stunned at the fact that I had 12 wives, all living side by side without issue. What about me? Demanded the Grawl woman. Aren't you serious about taking me? And what about the 9 others of my fellows that you told me to contact? Well, you haven't mentioned your name yet, and until tonight it's not official, right? Purple skin darkened in embarrassment. Oh, I'm Latessa. I did contact my closest non-relative females of my people, and they should be here no later than tomorrow. Most tonight, I think. Holy crap, you're taking 10 more? The guy called out in utter astonishment. When you said I would probably find more women, you were serious? Sure was, I stated, only to be interrupted by Marta. You're taking 10 of the same kind? That's different. Nayla looked at me inquisitively. Their kind were enslaved not long back, and most of their men were killed. Instead of the 1 to 20, like most races of this world, it's more like 1 in 100. Might even be higher than that. So the least I can do as a sex-loving man is to provide children, and the more importantly, love to at least 10 Grawl women. If I ever take a from, it will be a very special woman who hates the history of her own people. Dude, if I were interested in more normal types, I'd be taking at least 20 of them myself. Sigh. Name's Hank. Guess I found paradise, huh? Now I'm curious. Is there something similar to our mythology's Minotaur? Let me see if I can draw a decent image of one. Sketched out a crude image of a Minotaur and showed it to Cressa. Somewhat resembles the Thrawn. They actually provide most of our world's milk. Well, the women do anyway. As long as they get bred at least once. They never stop producing milk. Why did you want to know? In answer, I pointed to Hank. Really? How many should I call? 10? 20? More? Her and Yvonne's ears were perked. And their tails were swishing energetically. I can make calls. Just let me know how many you're willing to take as wives. We need more milk producers. There's such a shortage right now. Milk is up to 1,000 credits per unit. He had not only gotten aroused at the notion, but he was drooling. Easy now, I haven't even taken either of you yet, and you're ready to get me, what, 30 more? Hank was really floored at the thought. You want 30? Okay, I'll get on the comms and start finding. Cressa was all too eager to please. Easy, darling, just slow down a tad. Not saying it won't happen, but we don't need to go galloping off right from the start. Let us 3 get to know each other better before we start adding more women to our relationship. Ah, what about Arachne? Here, Yvonne, does this look even more remotely familiar? Even remotely familiar? Showing her a picture of a spider that I had on my phone, she looked curiously. Imagine this about the size of Cressa and add a humanoid torso on top of the spider parts. That's essentially what an Arachne would look like. Oh, a Varesi. That's what it reminds me of. She was very excited. Hell did you ask her about those? I ain't into bugs. Hank wasn't amused. Not everything is about you, and I don't exactly want one as a wife, but having a few on guard around the forest on Guyana would be a great idea. Varesi forest wardens. Who knows who might be into them, though. I'm sure there are some guys out there who are majorly into bugs, but I'm not one of them. Lisa piped up. Why would you want these women as forest wardens? Aren't I good enough? She was very much upset at the thought that I didn't think she was capable. Let me show you an image of a tree. What I showed her was a tree in Australia that was absolutely covered in webbing. Those webs are from spiders smaller than my hand. Whoa, that's so cool. So, like, can these people make those too? I looked at Yvonne and Cressa for an answer. Cressa nodded. Yes, the Varesi do indeed have the ability to make webbing, but they typically only use it to capture their prey. That's exactly what I'm hoping for. There are reptiles here that are harmful to the forest, so I'll be trapping them. But if these Varesi can use them for food and trap them with their webs, then it makes a pest into a food source. Oh, is that what's smelling on your lower deck? Yvonne asked. I nodded. As it happens, there is a Varesi piloting my medvac frame line. Should I inquire if they would be willing to examine these pests and see if they can be food? The medic asked politely. Please do. Missa, could you go and grab a few of the Veldrox? Okay, Dad. She scampered off, beating the medic out of the tent. It wasn't long before the Varesi pilot made herself known. She was magnificent in her formidable appearance. I wouldn't call it grotesque, but only because doing so would be rude. Missa didn't seem to have any issue with her, though I came came trotting up right to her in the 3 Veldrox in her hand. Woman took a sniff at the offering and then quickly bit the first one and waited for a second before taking a sip of the now liquefied flesh. She cooed. No sooner had she emptied the first one than she rapidly bit the next 2. Do you really have more? Missa grinned and bolted back up the stairs to empty the remaining traps. More happy sucking of liquefied tree reptiles echoed throughout the clearing as the Varesi thoroughly enjoyed disposing of the majority of the pests. If you're offering for my people to hunt these creatures, they will come. I think it will help not only my people in your forest, but ours as well. Game is so scarce, and that might be hindering the forest's recovery in our world. I nodded my head. Can't give carte blanche permission, but I think it would be a good idea. I can bring it up to the Queen, and I'm sure Vanessa will allow some hunts in the forests around my land. Beyond that, we'd have to wait for permission from the Queen for forest wardens in other areas. Reducing the Valdrock populace is important for the forest, but wasting them feels wrong. If your people can use them, so much the better. So for the time being, I can inform my people who pilot Frameline that they can take the chance to hunt while they are here for these Valdrox. Nayla nodded. Please do. I'm Princess Nayla, and I can insistently approve of those hunts. Snap. Seems another trap went off. I'll get it, Gabby called. I looked at the woman. You should take an image of this one before you consume it, so the other pilots will know what they're looking for. She bowed slightly. That I shall, removing a pest to save one forest and hunting less in ours to let it begin to recover. This seems like an excellent thing. I shuddered as I saw her off. She's a nice enough person, but that species will always give me the shivers. Nayla slapped my shoulder. Don't say things like that, no matter how true it is. Everyone else laughed. Gorgeous looked curiously at me. Is she that disturbing to you? Girl, that is an understatement. Latessa came up to get a side hug. She was nervous, like I would send her away. Fucking ads! Just so close. So close. We were like literally